Welcome to Introduction to Game Development. This is Computer Science 303 at Missouri State University. My name is Matthew, and I'll be showing you how to use UDK. And as always, I will preface this tutorial with a disclaimer that I am not an expert. Now, before we do anything here, I know a lot of us have had trouble with sound failing to work the next time we load a level if we've just recently added a sound to our level. So before we begin, I want to go ahead and show you how to fix that real quick. A lot of help on the forums will simply suggest to reinstall UDK, but that's not necessary. If you just go to your UDK install, and we want to search for a file called UDK editor user settings, and you can see it right here. And for some reason, whenever we're adding sound to our levels, it's messing this up in the editor, because the sound works fine in the level if you actually built the level and tried to create the final game in the end. It's only in the editor that we're having troubles, and I'm not sure exactly what's causing the problem or how to stop it from happening in the future, but in the case that sound does cut out on you, if you go to this file and simply delete it, then the next time you open UDK, it will create a new one with all of the default user editor settings. So now that we've done that, our sound should work properly whenever we go into our level. And I'll go ahead and take our most recent lab and copy it over to our maps folder and paste and replace here. Copy and replace. Now closing this, we'll go ahead and open the UDK editor. And I'll pause it for just a moment. Now, as I load up our level here, you'll probably notice here that I've changed quite a bit in here. I've added a lot more static meshes to just flesh out the realism of the level. More windows. I added another room on the side with a room above that. Our fluorescent light that we have operating off the light switch in this room now activates all of the lights in every room, where I have I believe 9 in each little square, and those are now attached to the ceilings, and I have 54 different toggleable point lights. It's kind of interesting to actually look at it here. So if you come here, remember we had to actually connect individual point lights to our target of this toggle, and having so many lights and not really wanting to bother with creating another material instance constant and going through all the other work to create a separate set of switches, then I went ahead and just made all of these as toggleable point lights that we could activate through this toggle switch. And now you'll also notice I added some more doors, so beyond just the single door that I had blocking off our side room over here, I also put a door here, and I'll go to unlit mode so you can see it. Then there's also a door leading to this back room that I just created. And you can see there's also fluorescent lighting in here. And then in addition to that, using the same matinee features we used to create the moving door, I put in an elevator over here and over here, and also one leading up to the roof. And these are essentially no different than how we made the door open as well. Though I also have the matinee is triggered by 2 separate triggers that run to a switch block. That way you can send it up or down regardless of which trigger you're activating it from, the one on the floor or the one on the room above. Now I'll go ahead and hit play here, just so you can remember what we did over here earlier with our deathmatch AI being forced. So if we open this, I should probably go turn on the lights. So coming over here, we turn on the lights. And go back over to where our deathmatch AI is. And now with that deathmatch AI being forced, we don't really have any control over where he's going or what he's doing. And so today we're going to talk about how to do this manually. And so, operating in our second floor here, let's start off by picking out some static meshes from our content browser to make some wall dividers. And so doing this, we can go to static meshes, and let's start off with a wall. So here is a simple walls underscore sm underscore flat, and we'll go ahead and put one of these in here, and go ahead and make it taller and a little bit wider, or longer I should say. There we go. And now I'll drag this over, and holding down Alt so I can get a second copy of this, I'll drag it. Oh, one moment. Now I'll drag that over just a little bit. And now also, let's go ahead and put some bunker walls up here. So we'll put one, I don't know, right here. Oh, it's being temperamental. Okay. Drag one right here. Or rather, it's actually the one below that I'm looking for. The S underscore LT underscore buildings underscore SM bunker wall C underscore CUR2. We'll drag this out there. And we'll drag out, let's drag out 4 in total. And now closing our content browser, let's go ahead and position these a little bit. So that whenever we come up in this elevator over here, we'll have some cover for our enemy to choose from. Dragging that over. And this one we will have 2 of them connected. 180. Oh, there we go. And 90. And now slide these together. There we go. That's good. Oh, and I know we have an elevator that comes down here. Let's move these bunkers both over just a little bit so that our elevator doesn't come down on top of it. Now also, similar to last time, we're going to have to put in an actor factory just like we had at first, where we didn't have the deathmatch AI set. So right click, add actor, add a path node, and then while it's selected, go into Kismet, and now we'll get some clean space here in Kismet, and I'll right click, new object variable using path node 9, and now also right click, new action, actor factory, and the spawn point will be that new path node, and it will spawn a new object variable. Now also go to actor factory, and while it's selected, go down to your properties, and for the property type, create, or for the factory, go ahead and create a new object, and we want to do a new UT actor factory AI. And then, just like last time, we will also need to set our, where are we? Oh, under the factory submenu, we'll need to set the pawn class to UT pawn, and we'll give him a default inventory. And you'll notice this time we are not selecting this forced deathmatch AI. We want this not selected. And now we don't necessarily want this guy to spawn right away whenever the level loads. So let's go ahead and do a special kind of trigger that will be useful for us whenever we want something to just be triggered by our stepping into some volume, and not necessarily that cylinder volume that we've been working with in the past. And so I'll go ahead and close Kismet for the moment, And here is my builder brush. You can always go to your builder brush like this, using your go to builder brush button on the left. But what we want to do is basically put this right over where your entrance to the room is. Now with your brush put right there, go to volumes on the left here, add volume, click for options, and now we want a dynamic trigger volume. And so we've added one there, and we'll also add one over where our other elevator lands. So for both of our entrances here, we have a trigger ready to go. Make sure I'm lined up. Okay, and again, we'll add a dynamic trigger volume. So I'll move my brush out of the way now. You can see we have a volume here and a volume right here. Hold down Control so you can select them both. And having them both selected now, go into Kismet and right click and do a new events using dynamic trigger volume 1, comma, ... and turn that into a touch trigger. And just looking over the properties real quick, max trigger count, change that to 0. So that was for both of them. Make sure that's set. Okay, good. And now from the touched output, go ahead and click this over to spawn actor. And let's go ahead and close this. And you'll want to go ahead and rebuild. And if we go ahead and close and play in our editor window, we fly over, and I barely missed it there. So I want to make sure that I get over. Thank you very much. And as we come down our elevator here, we'll come down, and the moment we touched that trigger that was at the bottom of that elevator here, it spawned this guy right here. And we have not given him any behavior yet. But he is spawning at least. And so now let's talk about how we can make him move. First of all, we're going to need another path node. And so he's behind this wall in the dark, and we want him to maybe come out to, we can have him run out to just behind, or right here. Let's put him right there. So add actor and add a path node. Now I'm going to go ahead and build pathing real quick. And doing that, close it, and you notice there's no line connecting this one in here where he spawns to where we want him to go. So we want to make sure that there's a clear path of connecting path nodes. And so let's put one right here, add actor, path node, and add actor, path node. Drag that over just a little bit. And now we'll build pathing again. Close. So now you can see we have this connecting network of path nodes to that spot where we wanted him to go around the corner. And now we want to, while this is selected, the path node that we want him to travel to, open up Kismet again. And now on right click here, and now we want a new action, and under AI we want move to actor. We'll go ahead and add that in there, and then right click new object variable using our path node that we have selected. And we may need to set that directly in the properties. Oh no, we should be fine. And so we'll go ahead and connect the destination output there to our path node. Our target will be the spawned character from our actor factory, and we want him to look at the player whenever he's running around. So we'll do a new player variable. So new variable player, and we don't want it to be all players, but rather just the main player. So deselect all players, and the player index is defaulted to 0, which is your character, whenever you're playing a single player game. And we'll set that to look at. And then the finished on our actor factory, we'll go ahead and connect that directly to the move to actor. And now, if you go ahead and hit play, we'll jump to our elevator up here on the roof, coming back down into our second room. Hit the trigger, and he comes running out. So now that he's out, let's get him to actually do something. So to actually make him be able to follow us and shoot at us, we're going to need an object, or a type of Kismet object here called a trace. So if we go to new action, and then under, I believe it's under miscellaneous. Yes, under miscellaneous, go down. The very last one here is trace. We want to go ahead and select that. And now, after the actor moves, let's go ahead and have it start the trace. And now, the start and the end is basically the beginning and the end of the vector that we're talking about here. And so the trace is going to be from the bot, and it's going to end at player 0. Or actually, sorry, it needs to, yeah. So it's going to end at player 0. So he's constantly keeping a vector between himself and the player. And so now we need to get him to actually do something. And notice we have two different outputs here, not obstructed and obstructed. So that's referring specifically to whether he has line of sight to you. And so if it's not obstructed, let's go to new action, AI, and then start firing at. And now let's go to new action, miscellaneous delay. And then we'll do another one here, new action, AI, stop firing. And then another action, miscellaneous, and another delay. And now this first delay, let's go ahead and go to its properties and set the duration to 2. And now if it's not obstructed, it'll start firing. It'll go to a delay of about 2 seconds. And then as soon as that delay is finished, it will stop firing. And it'll take a break for about a second. And so now we need to know who we're talking about here whenever we're actually firing, though. So the target is talking about who's going to be doing the shooting. So we'll connect this over to our bot variable. And then our fire at will be our player again. And then again, stop firing, the target will be our bot. So now to show you what we've done, let's go ahead and hit play. And we'll jump up to our guy, to our elevator rather, and then coming down, we'll hit our trigger. Out he comes. He's going to get into position, and then he starts firing. You'll notice he stopped after that because I forgot at the very end, after his delay of 1 second after he stops firing, we want it to go back to where he tries to shoot you again. That way the firing will be continuous. Oops, I missed my node there. So on the finished, now we connect to the in on the trace. There we go. Now we can also make his behavior do something even more interesting. Let's have it so that whenever he takes damage, he tries to find a new spot to go to. So if we go to, let's see, go to right click, new action, and then under the event submenu we want an attach to event, and the event it's going to attach to is under pawn, right, no, sorry. The event we want it to attach to, rather, is under actor. So new event, actor, and then take damage. Go ahead and select that, and under our properties here, we have a damage threshold. Let's set that to 0, so he'll do it every single time. And so now we will go from our moved actor, and we'll set this to after the actor is moved. We'll go ahead and go to our attach to event. Our attachee will be our bot again, and our event that we're connecting to is the take damage. And after it takes damage, we want it to be able to select from a number of different path nodes that it might choose from. So if we go to right click, new action, under object list we want an access object list. And now from the out on the take damage, we'll go to random. And now under your object list here, I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit. On this node, go ahead and right click and say create new object list variable. And then our output object, we'll go ahead and create a new object variable there. And we're going to want to fill this object list container that we just put in there, our list there, with a number of different path nodes that he might choose from. So let's go ahead and put a path node here, add actor path node, and we'll put one right here, add actor path node. My brush was in the way there, get that out of the way. Right click, add actor path node, and over here as well, add actor path node. And so these are our different path nodes that we want them to go to. And so rather than going to this one that we had out on the side here, let's go ahead and select just the 3 of these. Just select just the 3 of them. I think I'm getting an obstructed line of view here. And again, just select 3 of them. I think that light's in the way. There we go. So now I have all 3 selected that I want them to possibly go to. And while these are selected, right click here on your object list variable and insert selected actors into object list. It's your second your second option there. And doing that, it's added all of those different path nodes. And now the output object that it selects from the 3 of them randomly will have that connected to our destination on our move to actor node, which was over here. So we'll get rid of our path node 10. We don't need that anymore. And we'll connect our output object here directly to it. So our destination, starting from there, we connect over to our output object from the access object list. And for the sake of testing, let's go ahead and add in some nodes to track when the enemy dies as well, so we can respawn another one. So we need a new action, event, attached to event, and a new action, or a new event, pawn, death. And so now our attachee will be our bot. We want this to happen anytime we spawn one, and our event will be the death, and from our death we'll connect back into spawn actor. Since we added a bunch of new path nodes, let's go ahead and rebuild pathing real quick. Close this, and can see we have blue lines or pink lines connecting them. So I think we're okay. We might want to go ahead and add a couple more path nodes just so they can get around. We'll put one right here, add actor, path node, and we'll put one over here, add actor, path node. And you might have to play around with it, adding some more as you see fit. And so now let's go ahead and rebuild pathing one more time. Close, and we'll play. And jump up, head to our elevator, coming down, we hit our event trigger. Oh, and he didn't come out. One moment. Oh, and I nearly forgot. After we access our object list and we get a new variable, we still have to go to the move to actor. And let's see, we'll also connect it from our finished on the actor factory all the way to our access object list. And we'll go ahead and delete this connection from the actor factory directly to the move to actor. And so it's this one right here. There we go. And so now, whenever we come in and play, we jump over, reach the roof, come over to the elevator, come down, we'll hit the event, out he comes, he'll choose one of these spots at random that we picked earlier. Oh, I must have hit the trigger twice. Notice and you'll notice that the moment I hit him, he actually started moving to his other location there, since it was actually triggering from his event where he actually took damage. So we might do a little more with AI next time. However, our options are really limited without breaking out some Unreal script. So I'll see what I can work up for that, and I'll see you next time.